A 1, a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be very exciting, very fun. We're going to be doing an in-person interview and today on the podcast, and we're going to be interviewing Jez Tinkler, and I'm going to be having Will's help, so big shout out to him. But I wanted to start off this vlog and explain some of the equipment we're going to be using and what the plan is, and hopefully I'll be able to do this before this battery dies, and hopefully this audio is lovely and crispy because of how close the microphone is to my face. So that's the plan for the majority of the interview. We're going to be using a light stand to hold this mic close to my mouth, and Jez will be wearing the lavaliers, and we're using our 3 normal camera setup, whose links to which and all the gear we'll be using will be linked in the description down below. These are going to be affiliate links for those of you who may be interested in purchasing some of the items used in this video. Make sure to follow those links if you want to support the channel, because I do get a very small commission for those links. So with those disclaimers out of the way, and if you're wondering why I have to keep doing those disclaimers in videos, it's a legal requirement as an affiliate marketer to be able to share that. But I'll be doing some more videos talking about money, finance, and etc. as well. So yeah, Will is going to be here hopefully in the next 10 to 20 minutes. But yeah, we've got to now start prepping gear so we can take it down and head down to, I think, Stonehenge. What you've seen before in regards to the meeting rooms here in Regions or here in Cross Keys has been Woodhenge, but we're going to go into Stonehenge, I think, because it's got better lighting for natural lighted scenes, because I've only got one light, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to illuminate. I'll probably use that to illuminate Jez, and I will place myself next to a window. But that's the plan, that's the goal. So we're going to shoot into the room when it comes to Stonehenge. But yes, I will see you very, very soon. And at some point, Will will take over this vlog and he will be doing all of the behind the scenes work. So big shout out to him. His channel will be linked in the description down below, along with his Instagram as well. So please go and give him some love and appreciation for helping me with this video. And I'll see you very, very soon in just a moment, where we're probably going to start going over some gear. And or whatever happens next. So I'll see you soon. Yes it is, I need to move where that camera's planning to be though. I'm gonna have to run to my office and get the screwdriver with me. Because my dude. Hooray. I have to lock the ball head first, Colin. That would help. So all you're gonna do there is like that. There we are. So back to you. Now I have a coffee machine next to me. I don't want to move too much. No, that's way too heavy. I'm not going to put it on my head. I'll break my back doing that. Test. Can you see if I've got mic levels on the GH5? Do I have mic levels on the GH5? So, crappy tripod. The worst tripod. It is not in any way stable. It's not. It's old and crap, and this is too much weight on it, I think, as well. Which probably doesn't help, and also it doesn't help that the actual this bit isn't even screwed down. I don't care about this lump of rubbish. It's so rare when I need 3 cameras. It's so rare, and as they're all stationary, it really doesn't matter. I need to come down, because otherwise it will fall with this lens, because this lens is too heavy. Right. What do we get wearing? Also doesn't help that one of these legs is cracked, like completely cracked.
Oh really?
As well. Are you alright putting focus on this camera if I go sit there?
Of course, yeah.
And can you, this doesn't have a detecting screen, which is really annoying.
That's alright.
But
we adapt.
Hopefully you can adapt and change. For now I'm just going to push this in. Move that a touch. I'll move back from there. Put these in the case. lighting minutes. While I'm going to focus. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're plenty of time. Hello. No, I think that camera's too low.
It is.
Yeah. We're already rolling. So.
Yeah.
Rolling. So you should have enough range to actually move a little bit.
What, as in?
So if he moves, because he's probably going to lean a little bit further back and forward.
Yeah.
So just try and find a middle point, ideally.
Okay. Probably about there.
Yeah?
I'd say so.
So I'm going to look over here, talking over here, yada. Cool. Yeah. Coolio. Right. I'm now going to completely change that exposure because I'm about to set up a light. Ideally you would put blackout blinds in and you would light it all yourself.
Yeah.
Number 1, I don't have that many lights. Number 2, can't bother. Number 3, takes a lot more time, effort and energy. The story's for me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily right now, but just in general. That would be fabulous.
Obviously you're on my account,
Yeah. And then just tag them. And I'll repost them later.
Cool.
So, welcome back, ladies and gents. I hope you had a wonderful time-lapse experience. I have no idea what it was, because that was Will's department. But we're now set up, we're ready to go. So the plan is I'm going to be talking into this mic that we're using as a condenser mic. It's the Video Mic Pro Plus, and that's running all the way down into this camera here, which is the Nikon 7200, runs into a little cable here. That's going to be the audio looking at Jez, but it's actually my audio. So what I actually might do, just to make my life easier, is not plug that in there, because that's going to confuse the heck out of me. I just thought about that. So what we're going to do is plug this into the mic jack over here, which is the camera looking at me. There we go. And that's why you get a microphone extender, ladies and gents. So, Nikon 7200 to focus on Jez, mid-angle ideally, and then my audio goes over to this camera over here, which is 35mm prime, that will be focused on me and my mid-angle, and then also a wide angle here that will be kindly monitoring the audio of, because I don't trust these batteries in this mic ever, and I will swap them out for new ones just before we go down and see Jez. So I'm going to do that now, because Jez is going to be here in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you then. Oh, what did I put in the pocket with a hole in? Oh yeah, 2 empty batteries. Come on, fart up. Oh, I gave birth to batteries. Right.
Okay.
Let's go get you a battery for your camera. And I can double check if there's anything in my office that I actually want. Or not. I don't think so. Do you want the stool? The stool could go in there. Easy. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Fucking door, man. Let's see. We shall hang about.
You can't park there, sir.
Oh, sorry, got last one. How are we?
All good. Will,
For a fair few months then.
moved in February.
Oh, okay. So, it's nice, isn't it?
Lovely. It's designed for a shirt,
Oh, where you go.
so you can just flip it upside down that way.
Oh, what? Do you want me to turn it around? Does it matter if it's like that?
No.
Oh, that's fine then.
This. And then we'll just undo this, and this can go down the shirt. So we'll just give these batteries a sec to just make sure they are fully charged.
Oh, chargeable batteries you got?
Yeah. I have loads of them, but you
Yeah.
never.
Oh,
so,
shit,
so the way this mic's designed is it will capture audio from in front of it and behind it.
Yeah.
Right, and because it's pretty close to you anyway, it's not going to be too bad audio-wise. Ideally, you would have 2 kind of mics like this, one for you, one for me. And the main reason is because then I can choose which, because I can basically put the levels of the mic down so that it hears me better because it's closer to me. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is very, very exciting because we're doing a podcast, as I explained a little bit earlier. We're in person, so we've got Jez on the show today. Hi Jez, how are you?
Oh, good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's all right, no problem. So, how did you kind of get to where you are, and who are you, and what do you kind of do, Jez? Like, what's your business? What's your plan? What's your plans?
So I think it all started, my self-employed journey started in 2010, essentially. And prior to that, I'd been in sales or worked for a publication, and I seemed.
But what you did was really good. Is getting your awareness out there, so you know when you touch base and you're doing stuff. That because you become known, you've got yourself exposure. So you looked at. Excuse me, the long-term gain. So some people would be like, well, I'm not doing that for free. You know, what's the point? But you're looking at the bigger picture. Like, say you want it for, 20-year, 30-year space, it might be that you think, well, out of the 20 years, for a small percentage, you get yourself and you get your name out there, you're at the forefront, you get the problem. Have you gone further afield than Salisbury?
I mean, I was always further afield before. Because before the pandemic, I was always up and down to London and etc.
Thanks, Marsh. Just noticed it when the initial.
But I mean, I'm always looking, and I'm now trying to deliberately network in larger groups. So I get connections in Poole, I get connections in Southampton, I get connections in Bournemouth, so on, in that respect. So it's always in a position where, for me, because I kind of am known in Salisbury and people know me in Salisbury, like Salisbury as a target is not really profitable in some ways, the target, because I mean, it's tough in Salisbury, but it's also tough like in some ways everywhere as well, right, like in regards to High Street, etc. So for me, I'm always trying to diversify the company, and that's why the podcast is a thing and mentoring is a thing, because it basically means I can work with anyone in the country. I'm not tied to video production specifically, it's tied to video production. Don't get me wrong, video production is fun, video production is great, but it does mean I have to go somewhere.
So what's your business at the moment then?
So Brandon Media is the only business, so to speak, but the services in which Brandon Media now offers are different.
So what's the services you're
focusing on? So the four services from top to bottom are one-to-one mentorship for business owners who may want it, so marketing, sales, just general advice, etc. for people who are really starting out, they want to move from their 9-to-5 career to actual business owner. Then there's the podcasting element, so the one-to-one working with them on their messaging, working to one when it comes to their actual podcast, what it could look like, how could it look, and then the technical aspects of curating that. So we would have a Zoom call, as you know, and then I would convert that into a podcast for them. Then there's video production, which is something like this, where I would go and create a promotional video for them, or help them with interview content, help them with their podcast, help them with etc. whatever we're looking to do. And then there's the live video production, which is the top end.
So 5 things.
So 4 things. So one-to-one mentorship, podcasting, video production, so promotional videos, interviews, etc. And then live video production. So
what would you say? What's the split of where you're generating business at the moment? What's the split of those 4?
Because one-to-one mentorship is a lower threshold, there's more of them in regards to the amount of clients I have. But in regards to profit margin, obviously live broadcast and video production are the highest money makers for me.
Right, okay. So where have you got most customers?
Video production, because that's where I started.
Yeah.
That's what I'm known for. In Salisbury specifically, that's what I'm known for. So the rest is I haven't had the services long enough to grow a large.
With the mentorship, is there not a concern there that you're diluting the services? Because that's completely different to video.
It's not in the same respect of like a business coach. I'm very basic in the respect to it kind of overlaps with advertising as well, and how to do advertising, how to come across on video, etc. So it overlaps with the skill set I'm already doing, and through me working with you, for example, from one-to-one video, for example, I would already be semi-coaching you in video anyway. So when the pandemic hit, I was in a position where I wanted to create strategies in the company that allow me to continue to make money without having to rely on video production. Because video production is never going to go anywhere. But in the pandemic for those periods of time where you literally couldn't do it, weren't allowed to, right? So I needed to find a way to create, but also help people that then I can also make a profit from, right? So that's where the mentoring kind of came in. It's not, I don't advertise the podcasting and the mentoring as much because they're not what I'm aiming to do.
Could you not eventually, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, where you do an online program to teach people? I'm trying to think.
I'm going to be doing online courses and stuff, but it's about time related to like when I do it. Like if I was going to do something like an online course, I want to make sure that it's the best I could possibly make it.
So what you got planned at the weekend then?
What?
Oh, okay.
What? Where's like that? So they're specifically, but the top floor is owned by the office renters.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Right, brilliant. Thanks very much, mate. All right. See you, bud.
Thanks, man. See you later. A bit confused when you said, have we got audio? I thought you said, have we got no audio? So I kind of nodded and I
It is cool. There's a problem with double A's. It's fine. Hopefully the other mic will have had all the audio.
Yeah.
If not, this was a fun experiment.
Yeah. I think it's definitely worth it. It's
It just won't be as clean audio. That's the only thing. But we'll see what happens in the edit.
This mic's not plugged in. Well, this mic.
I know.
Test. Welcome back, ladies and gents. I hope you're well. I hope you had a wonderful experience listening to that interview. One issue with that interview, audio. The reality is, don't use these kind of mics unless you have really, really reliable double A's. My issue was, the mistake I made in hindsight was probably changing out the batteries that I knew were fully charged for ones that I didn't know were fully charged 100%. So we ended up losing audio through that mic. But hopefully, I haven't edited yet, so I don't know, but hopefully the audio in this mic or the inbuilt mic that was slightly closer to Jez will allow us to actually still get that valuable information out there, because I think the podcast itself is really, really good in regards to what was actually said in it, outside of the technical problems that always happen. But as I said in the beginning, and as I'll say again now, this was the point of this was a test. The point of this was to see what one of these could look like, what the problems are. And I think in hindsight, as me and Will were just discussing, I think in reality it would be good to have another setup like this. Now, this is a really, I'm going to use the term ghetto setup. It's a light stand with a phone mount and a cold shoe adapter with the VideoMic Pro stuck on it. But it works surprisingly well, actually, to be honest. And I think that if I had another situation, the simple answer with audio is get the mic as close to someone's face as possible, right? Because then you can bring the levels down and you're less likely to catch people coming past, people shouting outside, motorbikes, etc. But yeah, overall, I think it's really, really good. It was really good to try this and as a testing experience. A big shout out to Will for helping me with this, because on one of these things where you're hosting the interview, it's very difficult to, especially when you have cameras that are Nikon that are specifically designed to have filters or not filters, sorry, the time limits on them in that respect. So it makes doing long form content kind of challenging, or can make it kind of challenging, because you obviously have only 20 minutes breaks. But it did give me a good idea to know how long we'd be running for, because in the corner of my eye I could still see Will changing and starting and stopping the cameras for me. So massive shout out to him. If you did enjoy this little behind the scenes vlog and video, make sure to leave the video with a like. Love to hear your thing in the comment section down below, and I'll see you very, very soon. My pocket's vibrating.
At one point in the thing, right, I did a behind the scenes bit on my story, and then it sent it to you, and I was like, fuck, is this phone on the table? Is it gonna vibrate?
Yeah, I do that all the time when I'm doing behind the scenes of people, and I'm like, Did I just cause a problem? Hopefully no.